Can you guys hear it?
Oh,
Eric?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is it coming through, Eric? Is the song?
Yeah,
is it hitting your soul? It is? Okay, does it need to be louder?
I would say
a little bit turned up. Turn it up even more. Get go.
I would say it's assaulting my soul.
Oh, baby. What is up, everybody, and welcome into Casual Friday. I can't even hear the music, but I'm dancing nonetheless. We're presented, as always, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use
Number
promo
one.
code DNVR. Damn it, I always get it wrong. DNVR when you sign up. You can take advantage of all deals. Eric, maybe later on we should open up the app and have you give us some winners.
Oh, I'm prone to give some winners. I've got no issue with that. I mean, obviously anybody who takes my advice owes me a cut of what they win, but just so long as everyone understands that, I'm happy to do it.
That's well, all right. Well, I owe you nothing. You've lost me more. No, I'm kidding. You've won me more money than you've lost. Guys, a segment that does not stink is Online with D-Line, which will make its heroic return after this show. Episode number 2. I can't believe it made it to episode 2. I owe you $5.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll put it towards the production value.
I was certain it was going to get canceled after one, and I was certain you were going to get canceled after one. But here we are, stuck with you. The man in the flowered shirt, though, joining me, of course. B-Vote.
Fellas, how we doing? I know you like to delight in my inevitable aging myself as I become washed. I joined the ranks of the dads. Last night, woke up to myself sneezing, sneezed real hard, pulled about 3-4 muscles in my back, did not fall back asleep, and I've been lying down on my hardwood floor for about 3 hours. So I'm washed. Welcome me to the club.
It's really bad, man. That's really, really bad.
Yeah.
A sneeze.
Other than that, though, good.
You got to watch those sneezes, man. You got to really watch them.
Did you drink enough water before bed? Were you?
No, actually, I don't.
Did you block out the blue light? There's a lot of things we need to. I mean, listen, Adam and I, we're old. We'll take you under.
We'll talk after the show. Get me on the supplement plan.
Oh, he's in the club, the old man club. He's in the old man club. Right. we got a very casual Friday show for you guys. Even though so many things happened, especially over the last hour or two, all this Friday news dumps just everywhere right now. We got to update on Wes Unseld. We got an update on JaMychal Green. Where is he? We have some evidence that he is nearby. Team USA is down to 6 players, although then they just added a few more. Damian Lillard wants out, we think. We're not so sure. The play in his back, Space Jam sucks, and the steps. So much to get through. But, guys, we're going to start with the actual Denver Nuggets news first, and that is, of course, JaMychal Green was cited. Okay, this isn't the big news, but we'll start here anyway. Our own Harrison Wind has tweeted out that you can pull it up, Allie. I think there's a tweet. Oh, I told her to prepare the other news first, and now she's scrambling.
I miss Kale.
Kale's Allie, now you see how he is. JaMychal Green at Red Rocks. Pull up the picture there, Allie, so we could see here. Harrison needs to learn how to crop photos on Twitter.
No, this is an issue of desktop versus mobile.
But you can adjust it. You can adjust it though.
No, you may not.
You may. Zeke Naji, Marcus Howard, and JaMychal Green working out at Red Rocks, not skipping any steps. Eric, what does this mean?
Don't skip step season, baby. What does it mean? It means that they have access to one of the most beautiful amphitheaters, places to go to work out, and nothing else.
I like that you said one of the most beautiful. Is there really a more beautiful? I'm not trying to be big Colorado energy here, but it's number one. My one of the was going to be applied to one of the most beautiful places to work out, but I extended it and then I diluted my own. It's the best amphitheater. Go Colorado, go! And it means absolutely nothing.
Well, it's one of the most beautiful places to work out, but working out there itself, no walk in the park. It's a little hot out, fellas, and as Harrison Wind is alluding to here, is this something you would do? Is this something you would do if you weren't at least leaning in the direction of coming back? You know what I mean? Just tinfoil hat.
I would say yes. It probably is still a thing you would
probably.
do.
Free.
So
free.
It is very free. You're still working out with your team and your teammates and whatever. But
you want to stay in shape. You're a professional athlete.
It'd be really weird if he was like, this picture came out and then JaMychal Green was like running the incline by himself. It's like, no, I'm not working out with my teammates.
Like, I'll just go to a gym. This altitude thing is over. Though, you know?
It's like, oh, you guys are here too? Man, that is so awkward.
As the chat has pointed out here, Marcus Howard does appear to have some gains there. He is a fellow thick boy. He's pretty big. No?
Yeah.
Are we not on Muscle Watch? Is it Muscle Watch season? I'm trying to do some Muscle Watch.
I can't really see, man. I don't know.
Well, he's wearing those man tights, which like makes it difficult to really understand. His I gotta say, his buys and tries though, they're popping.
Yeah, they are.
Man tights.
Zeke Naji also obviously picture this a big summer for Zeke. I'm curious how much of the summer he's going to be spending in Denver. I would guess a majority of it. Not just because there's summer league and he'll probably be training for that, but I just wonder if this is like a summer he takes not off. He takes on a summer he takes on where he's here the entire time. I feel like that's probably not the way you're supposed to phrase that, but I bet he's here the whole time.
For sure. And you've again, as you're prone to do, you've buried the lead. Zeke Naji returning to his University of Arizona haircut. Look at this. It's getting bushy. It's getting long and luscious.
That's right. Yeah. You notice all hair. I got to say, neither of you noticed nor commented, but on Wednesday of earlier this week, quite possibly the best hair day I've ever had in my life. The entire day.
We talked about it.
That's what I figured you guys were talking about it.
We didn't like what it did to you.
I know. It really made me feel good about myself for a few minutes. Go ahead.
Miroslav holding down my brand for me here. Najee got us on calf watch season. It's not a great angle, but I can just say I don't think Najee skips too many leg days. That's a solid lower half, if that's a sentence I can say.
Bring up Edgar's comment here, because here's what I love about the internet. No detail, no stone goes unturned. Harrison tweeting from New Jersey. Dun dun dun! Sure enough, there he is, back in the motherland. Yes, Harrison is out of town. We all know where you're at,
bro. Harrison just turned 30, so he's going to be at weddings for the next 14 months.
So true. It's so true.
Miroslav's comment. Eric having a lot of hair takes for a guy with a baseball cap. Miroslav, listen. Those who can't do, teach. Those who can't grow, comment.
And those who can't teach, critique.
It really is true that you all are always in a hat. I've only seen you not in a hat one time, and that was at Spano's wedding.
That's right.
It was frightening.
Well, the thing I know, it terrified everybody. While walking down the aisle, I had to explain to it. I had to say, "Yes, I'm not wearing a hat. Get over it."
No one made any comments. All of a sudden, you're walking down the aisle. You're like, I know. I'm like,
we were all thinking it though. He was right. We were all thinking.
Calm down, Eric.
No. You don't understand. Like, you don't understand what it is to turn to walk down an aisle and all eyes go on you, and you see the same shocked and horrified face on every. I was like, I know I'm in the middle of a wedding. I'm just walking. It's not even my wedding, but I need to address this right now.
Elephant in the room. My hair. The real big news today for Nuggets fans is that it appears, I don't know if we have this like substantiated from Woj or Shams just yet. That's when it becomes official, but we have like semi-official that Wes Unseld is being hired to be the head coach of the Washington Wizards. So we're getting to hear from Darren Haynes. A lot of people, running with this, so it sounds like, somebody at least there has some inside info. So it looks like it happened, boys. Wes Unseld got the gig. Vote. Your thoughts?
Yeah, just good for him. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose someone who was apparently seemingly integral to what the Nuggets were doing well, but you also do you want to see it because the Nuggets want to see it, right? Malone's talked about that at length. Tim Connolly's talked about that at length.
Yeah.
They want to be an organization where they're player or coach. Just if you're a person in that building, they'll help you get the best out of yourself and then help you find the right opportunity if it's no longer with them. So good for Wes. Good for Malone. His own coaching tree begins.
No, it doesn't. This is number two.
Number two.
Chris Finch is.
That's right.
Even though he went somewhere else first and then became, it still counts. He's on that tree. So
good point. So, but yeah, I mean, this is good. I'm happy for Wes. We can safely assume this is what he wanted and definitely what he deserves.
Yeah, this is like one of these things where you feel like justice has been served, even though it honestly just hurts us more than anything. But you just want to know that if you do the right things in life, you can get rewarded. And obviously, Wes Unseld Jr. is a guy that everybody speaks very highly of. The role of the assistant coach on a professional basketball team to me is all that I know for certain that they do is do the interview heading into halftime or coming out of halftime.
Right.
So I guess I'll miss that. But I just like the idea. I just like the guy. He's
super likable.
Yeah, super likable guy, and you just want to. I mean, I'm not thrilled for the situation he's going into. Like, it's going to be very challenging, I would say, but I think that's probably true I mean, nobody gets hired to be the coach of a happy, functioning, successful team because that coach gets to keep his job if that's the case.
Okay. We've talked about this quite a bit. I mean, I am excited for Wes. I am excited for Malone. I do think the coaching tree thing is real. And now that he has two coaches that are out there, I think it's really cool. So it's really great. It's hard to know what it'll mean for Denver. It does add a new vacancy. So I'm curious to see if somebody just graduates up or if they try to bring somebody in.
I've heard Shaw's taking interviews for assistant coach.
Can you imagine? There's no chance he would accept any type of job in Denver, but it's true. Some other news: the play-in tournament is back, baby. Next year. We thought this is like no surprise. You knew it was going to happen. I don't know if you have that one, Allie. But the play-in tournament, there it is. The Players Association, the NBA have agreed. LeBron James not happy about it, but you know what? It's the Players Association still sort of agreed to this one. So 21-22 season, that's next year, and they'll make it official soon. My initial thought when this came through, maybe it's just because I'm being a downer. My initial thought was, God, I hope the Nuggets are not in that next year.
Man, you are a downer. Holy cow. I know. Yes, I agree. I hope that the Nuggets are not one of the lowest teams in the conference. I agree with that. But it was cool. It was good. Like it provided real drama at the end of the season. Like we got to use it as like a point of slander towards the Lakers. It was great. Like in the Warriors, like the whole thing. I mean, it was cool. Like there really was like real intrigue as the season wrapped up, when typically, if that hadn't been there would have been absolutely no storylines coming down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Vogt?
Yeah, I feel the same way. It was exciting. Anything you can do to make more games across this NBA calendar matter, I think everyone should be all for. And it should be noted, even those who are against it were actually for it right up until the moment that they were against it.
Of course.
And I will feel the same way, by the way, if should injuries push the Nuggets to a similar position. But yeah, no, it's good.
This comment from Mateja. I didn't really like the play-in until the Lakers started disliking it. Now I love it.
So true. So true. As with all things. Did you guys wish that they would have changed? Because it sounds like they're just going to bring it back straight up. 7, 8 seeds play each other, 9, 10 seeds. Do you wish there was any adjustment to it at all?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I suppose, right? But yeah. What do you think, Eric?
I'm not even positive if it's broke or fixed. I do remember thinking it was the most confusing thing I'd ever been approached with when we were heading
into it. It's so not confusing. It's very not confusing. I know. There's not even 2 steps. It's just a tournament. It's like,
well, no, it's not. It's not that cut and dry. It's a little more.
It is so simple. It is the 7 and 8 play each other. Winner goes in. And then the loser plays the winner of the 9-10. It's so easy. It's just literally a tournament with a loser's bracket and a winner's bracket.
Yeah, I mean, when you say it with such a dismissive tone, it sounds like it's easy. All the same, me and RK could not figure it out 7 seltzers deep. So
I think I identified the problem.
I think I figured it out. I cracked the code.
I agree.
I kind of wish that there was something, because I like the tournament. I wonder if it's enough. The biggest benefit of it was that it kind of killed tanking. I think the 72-game season also helped kill tanking. I'm curious if next year if it has the same effect, or if a team finds themselves like 5 games back, if they're just like, F this, we're out. So I do think that there was maybe a way you could have kept everybody engaged, because I just don't want tanking. I want to get rid of tanking as much as possible, and I don't know if this will do it. I wouldn't even mind. I like the idea of like your top 6 seeds. Those are your playoff finishers. Everybody else, has this chance to get in, so everybody's kind of gunning for it. And I don't know if you could make that happen, but so I wouldn't mind if they made the play-in tournament even more, like more teams involved in it with, if you're maybe not everyone, but if you're like 11 or 12 seed or something, like if you have to win 3 in a row without losing a single one, like I wouldn't mind that either. Like just some kind of like ladder where everybody has an incentive to keep playing all the way to the end because they're like, hey, all we got to do is win 3 in a row.
Look at the Suns too. Like maybe you're a team that's like sort of on the door of being competitive, still sort of a weird year, but you finish strong. You win some of those games. You surprise yourselves, and there's momentum heading into that next season. Then all you needed from there is the executive coach of the year and Chris Paul, and then you're fine.
Yeah. Do we have? Is there another one? Nope, that was it. Should we hit our first break here before we get to the real big news? I think we should. So later on in the show, we're going to talk about Team USA. We're going to talk about Space Jam. I want to rip on it, even though I haven't seen it. And then, of course, Damian Lillard. So we'll get to that on the other side. But
the craziest thing is we have a game that happened in the NBA Finals, and we're leading with Space Jam.
Well, it was 2 days. It was 2 days ago. It was two. I mean, you know what? We can get to that. We'll get to that. I want to hear your thoughts on a game that happened 48 hours ago.
The block was sick, and I'm done.
I was asking, did we talk about? If we talked about it, let's not talk about it again. I didn't think we did, but okay.
No, it was a really good game. We should talk about it, but we'll hit our first break here.
All right, kids. Nah, probably not the right intro for this one. Not kids. Do you like pot? Check out Solace Meds. They've got 4 locations. 1 in Fort Collins, 1 in Wheat Ridge, 1 off Broadway, and 1 blocks away from us on East Colfax. They got great deals. If you let them know about DNVR, give them the code DNVR20. You get 20% off at checkout. If you're at that Wheat Ridge location, they'll give you a free Solace Bar and/or King Cone on top of that 20%. Throughout the summer, throughout the year, they have their own sweet deals. And to my knowledge, at least I've done it successfully, you can stack these deals with the DNVR20, still get that 20% off. So don't forget about code DNVR20. Make sure you check out Solace Meds. That's where you can get some of that sweet marijuana, guys. I'm also going to talk to you about Green Mountain Dental Group. I just went to the dentist. I did not go to Green Mountain Dental Group, and I regret it because there was a lot of small talk, and none of it was about Denver sports, which that's just not for me. So may I recommend the best damn family-owned dentist in the metro area. They're Colorado sports fans just like you, just like me, just like all of us here at DNVR. And when you schedule an X-ray and a cleaning, you also walk out the door with a free Sonic Air toothbrush. That's like $120-ish value. So you might as well do it. Get your teeth cleaned, and then you got a tool that helps you keep them clean. Don't forget about dental hygiene. It's surprisingly easy to do. Don't forget, check out Green Mountain Dental Group. Take care of your smile.
I like my man. Do you like pot?
Directed at a child. Hey, my underage man.
My man. Welcome back in here, guys, to the DNVR Nuggets podcast, Casual Friday edition. Let's jump into some Team USA stuff. Actually, no, you want to talk about the final. Let's talk about it, Eric. Game 4 of the finals was the other day. It was a great one. Instant classic. Your thoughts, Eric?
It played out almost exactly like I thought it would. I'm a genius. You guys are dumb. I feel like the home team's going to win every game in this series. Like, I just really think that's the case. Like, you just see, I don't know, the
Suns in 7.
Well, I would say Suns in 7, but I don't know if you saw that tweet that I brought up the other day where somebody predicted that the Bucks were going to win in Game 7, 115 to 123 or something in the year 2016.
You're right.
So,
oh man, Allie, can you find that? It might take. This is gonna be like a really hard search for you, but yeah, somebody like 8 years ago tweeted out 2021 Finals Game 7 Bucks over Suns with this. What are you gonna do if that happens? Like what? Honest to God, Bucks Suns was enough of a crazy thing. If they hit Game 7 alone, even crazier. But if they get the score right, there's a problem. There's a problem.
Changes our perspective on clairvoyance, right? And foresight altogether, which means I want to revisit. Papa John telling us that the reckoning is coming shortly before COVID broke out. I don't know.
Wait, this happened? That's a thing that actually happened? Papa John's?
I could have my meme culture mixed up there, but I think those things are related.
I love that these things always happen to the most random people. It's like Papa John's is somehow like the key to the world in the 21st century.
Random people. It's guys that get lots and lots of money and become completely unhinged, not so unlike the My Pillow guy, and then start spouting off like conspiracy theories. To be rich. I need this in my life.
What a sick brand.
The game was fantastic though, man, and I continue to just root for the Bucks so hard, and Giannis and
hey, that
Drew.
block, man, holy smokes. That's one of the best basketball plays I've ever seen. So cool. So
it was crazy, yeah. Like the team sort of, and a lot of it, like the crowd really had a lot to do with it. I mean, you saw Devin Booker, who was unstoppable. What did he have, like 18 points, 7 of 7 in that third quarter, and then as soon as he got his fifth foul, had to go and sit out. When he came back in, like he was just cold as ice, couldn't hit anything when the team really needed him to. And I think a lot of that has to do with just like the pressure of the fans, people screaming. Like somehow Milwaukee like really finds another gear and is able to dig deep, and like you were saying, they were getting every 50-50 ball. It was like more like 90-10 balls at a certain point. Like they just got everything. They made all of the right plays going down the stretch, and a lot of that I feel like is that they get fueled up by external sources, I think.
Yeah.
I have one crank. Everyone says it was a great game start to finish. That first quarter was terrible. I don't know why I'm circling back to make this point, but it was. But the remaining 3 quarters were excellent and great finish. And this has been a good year for reinforcing all the healthy stuff. And I'm having some of these instincts of like watching the Suns like, oh, this should be Denver, watching the Bucks like, would they really have beaten the healthy Nets? And then you're like, dude, who cares? This is sports. This is the result. These games are fun. I'm loving this year in the practice and in patience and healthy viewing habits.
I've consumed less NBA media during this finals than ever before. And it's a kind of a weird, like, it's interesting for me because I'm just like, I don't want to hear from all the usual suspects about this stuff. So I'm just like, hey, man, I just watch the games and then I go do other things. So I don't know what that says about me.
No, there's something like really freeing about understanding that you're allowed to form your own opinion.
Right.
To like find out if you think the right thing based on what everybody's telling like you don't, especially now if you're talking. I mean, there's the subculture heroes that we all love, like the Bill Simmons and et cetera, et cetera. I still love to hear what they have to say, but that always comes way down the line, and I like to find out if I am seeing the game the same way that they are. But like the top media like is in such weird turmoil, and it's like, the Rachel Nichols, like they're just like a disaster. The Stephen A. Smith, like everyone is just fumbling all over themselves and just like falling all over the place. Like I don't want to hear what any of those people have to say about anything.
Oh man, the LeBron hive when Giannis made that block, and then I hop on Twitter just to see what everybody's saying, and there was a debate about whether or not it was better than LeBron's block, and it was like a miserable debate. like you're just like, I don't which one was better. They were both awesome, but I don't know. And then like you see like the like real arguments, like the context was the series was not, and you're just like, oh my god, why does the context of this dumb argument matter? And so yes, this is what I mean. You're absolutely right, Eric, that like the game is so entertaining in and of itself that I'm like, I don't need anybody else's like conversation to it.
This is like
other than ours,
baby. I was gonna say, keep tuning in 5 times.
But the thing is like the great awakening is that you I think that is happening everywhere, and like we're benefiting from this. Is just that people are realizing that you can choose and fully curate the voices that come into your sphere. You're not like back in the day. You're like, oh, okay, well, ESPN time. Let's see what like. It was just like there was one centralized funnel of information that comes through, and the other thing is that these games are so goddamn compelling. It's like it really is mirroring that, where you're like, why would like I don't want like these narratives. I don't care about them anymore. I don't want to know what narratives are started, and then I have to see if the games then fill in that shape that they've created in the first place. It's like, let's just watch basketball because it's awesome, and then talk about the things that happen in that game, and then just move on with our lives. Like,
yeah, that's definitely where I'm at for this one. So we'll see. Tomorrow night, I do think Suns win tomorrow. I'm with you, Eric. It might go 7. Just you go Suns and you go Bucks, and then we come down to Game 7, and Giannis just has the best game of his career. That's my prediction. To keep it moving here, you have a tweet pulled up that works really nicely as an intro to all of this, Allie. Actually, we could. Well, there it is. In 1,200 years, this comes from JaVale McGee. In 1,200 years, it's not going to be USA versus Brazil. Spelling error. It's gonna be Mars versus Earth. Imagine how hard tryouts for Earth are going to be. Wow. The wow at the end is so perfect, man. It's so perfect.
Is this a part of Curious Mike? Is this a separate thing?
This tweet courtesy of Team USA's newest member, the Denver Nuggets' own JaVale McGee, who has been added to the Team USA roster to bolster up their front court rim protection.
Really?
But also just because there's nobody else available, guys. Team USA, which it was scheduled to have a scrimmage, I believe, today, has 6 available players after Bradley Beal and Jeremy Grant had to enter health and safety protocols for COVID. And then you lost another player in Kevin Love who just needed some time off, it looks like. They're down to hardly anybody, skeleton crew, but JaVale McGee vote. What does this bring to the table?
Well, you can goaltend in international basketball, so that's sick.
Not a small thing, by the way. That's a big deal. He's like the best at that.
Not even kidding. Yeah. I think like getting some legit bigs in there, like an actual center. Oh, was Mason Plumlee busy? I don't know, but JaVale, yeah. I mean, look, it's both surprising and sort of reflective, I think, of where Team USA is at right now. What
do you think, Eric? Are you excited for JaVale McGee?
I mean, JaVale McGee couldn't get any minutes playing for the Denver Nuggets. Like, it's crazy that he's going to be playing to represent the entire nation of a proud basketball nation. But I think you're probably right. They just want somebody who can defend the. They're just having so many issues with their defense that they bring in. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a very strange choice, but I don't hate it.
Team USA also added Keldon Johnson, who's a good player, by the way. He is a Spurs player. Greg Popovich, the coach, and Keldon Johnson was on the select team. He's been with Team USA now for several weeks, so he kind of had an inside track of that. That's one of the advantages of being on the select team, is if like the next man up mentality, you're already there, you usually will get the call up. But I look at this roster now and who is available. Not that great. And, I mean, there's some really great players. I do think now they are become so dependent on Drew Holiday. Like, if Drew Holiday, for whatever reason, gets done with this and says, no, like, I'm sorry, I'm too tired, I kind of, like, might smash some money on some other teams, just, like, sprinkle the money around. Because they need – right now, you look at it and you just go, man, has it – I don't want to be incendiary here, but it feels like the ramp up to the Olympics has been an absolute disaster, obviously with losing the games, but then losing half your roster on top of that, and just doesn't seem like there's a lot of momentum building towards the playoffs. So
they did beat Argentina, though, in that one game. Pretty handedly, I might add.
Well, look, I mean, like –
Argentina also struggling.
Kevin Durant said he's just there to have some fun and stay safe and play some safe basketball, and Damian Lillard's just there to network. So, I mean, what are they supposed to
do? Do you think, oh man, maybe we should get to that. Well, we'll table it for here just another second. But so let's just get into it. We might as well get to it. It does almost feel like, look, we had the meltdown in Portland when Denver just completely dismantled them. We thought, oh man, is Denver actually that good? Then Denver gets swept by the Suns, and you're like, okay, they were clearly a flawed team all along, just not nearly as flawed as Yusuf Nurkic's Portland Trailblazers team was. Now you get to there, you knew that maybe, okay, this was probably, the coach gets fired, like, all right, still not a disaster. Then everything that has happened from that point has been an absolute tire fire since they lost to the Nuggets. And then Damian Lillard does go to Team USA. He's around all these guys, hanging out, making friendships. And now it sounds like, hey, the reports are coming out from Henry Abbott, of all people, who doesn't usually break news. So this is a little bit of a weird source, saying he's about to. Not that he is asking out, but that he is about to ask out. Eric, when you saw this report, what was your first thought?
I thought I saw something that followed up with that said he has officially requested. Although that this could be Twitter, so who knows? So no.
There was there were an unusual amount of people that I've never heard of chiming in today about what Damian Lillard was or was not going to do. So I don't know. Like usually if a report like this comes out within an hour, but certainly within a few hours, a reputable, Chris Haynes or Shams or Windhorst or Woj comes out and is like, hey, here's what's going on. But that hasn't happened yet.
I mean, with Dame, right. You want to look for the Chris Haynes stuff.
Right.
And what did he say that he's going to make an announcement after this next Team USA media event?
No, it was already today, I believe.
That was supposed to happen? Okay.
I mean, it might be happening. Yeah, it might have happened very as we were preparing for the show, so we could be missing. But I don't believe he has made like a definitive statement. And again, the comments make it sound like not that he is, but that he is going to.
Sure.
Yeah, so I was certain after the implosion that we watched the Blazers suffer at the hand of our beloved Denver Nuggets that it was going to be CJ McCollum that was shipped out. Like I definitely foresaw that it was going to we would never see Dame and CJ play again together. This is crazy to me, like just based on the fact that Dame Lillard has built his entire brand and his identity on being the loyal guy, like the you boys as suckers, like always switching teams, not ready for the grind or whatever he said. Like, I mean, I get it. Like that entire area is in complete. Like it's so much bigger than basketball, and it's like it doesn't seem to be quieting in any way. So I definitely understand the desire to get away from a environment that can only be described as toxic at this point in time, and especially when you are the face, the emblem, like you are the Portland Trailblazers. Like, I mean, I can imagine just being like, dude, the thing that like I don't love about this more than absolutely everything, and again, like we'll see if the reputable sources come out and substantiate some of this, but hearing what his supposed like preferred destinations are, where I'm like, it's like the Lakers, the Knicks.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, did you see that? I don't either. That's again another guy that chimed in that were like, hold on, who is this guy again? And apparently he's like famous in music. I don't even remember who it was, but someone's like, yeah, he's a music guy, and I'm like, oh, why is he chiming in on Damian Lillard? But also, if I were to come up with a report, here's what is really so annoying about this: is Damian Lillard was the poster child for, oh, you guys want the easy way out? Why don't you stick with the same team and all this? And like, look, so many guys have already done this, but Dame was the like most adamant about it. Paul George, remember, like, oh, it's easy, you keep jumping ship, whatever. And everybody's like, hell yeah. And now you come out with a report that you want to go to, excuse me, let's look at the list here. The Lakers, the Knicks, the Warriors, the Heat. Like, all right, get out of here, man. Like, so lame.
The timing, he does have, and this might genuinely be a factor, but he's also got a nice out here of like, if there was a time to just say, look, I want nothing to do with this, it's fair, especially guys, because some personal responsibility came down on him for this Chauncey thing, whether he deserved it or not. That was the way it happened with some of the fans. So like, look, man, as like Eric said, as the face of that organization, if there was ever a time to be like, actually, like, I think he's going to get the most leeway, the longest leash in terms of public opinion right now.
Slowly back into a hedge.
I mean, yes, of course. That's exact. But this is what it feels like. Is it's like he sees an open opportunity. It's like, hell yeah, let's do this. Like, I'm perfect. You mean you just hand me a get out of jail ticket? Like, yeah, I'll take it. And where do I want to go? The exact same 4 locations that everybody else was. It's not like he's like, I have the preferred list, and they're all title contenders. I want to be like right immediately on any team that can contend. It's like, no, I want to be in New York, Los Angeles. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're right on the. I know I'm one piece away from getting the Mavs over the hump, but no.
I mean, we knew this was close, and anyone who reads Yahoo after the end of any Portland season, like, no one's surprised by this. I would think, because the writing has been on the wall that Dame's kind of been inching the door back open to make his escape for a couple of years now. Starting with the comments of last year, my loyalty is my biggest flaw, which reads like a great quote until you start to think he's on a team with people. Like if someone was like, Adam, do you want to go to ESPN?
Oh, it's so true.
I would go, but you guys know me. My loyalty is my biggest flaw.
I'm actually complaining about you guys at that point. Is what I'm doing.
Fuck. So
I would take much better opportunities, but I feel obligated to stay around so that D-line doesn't spiral into depression.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Where were you 3 years ago? Way too late off that
one. I'm with you guys on this one. This one, like, all just brings the cringe factor up, and it's funny because this is the first year I wasn't fooled. This is the first year, like 3 months ago, people are like, it might be a quiet offseason, not a lot of free agents, and with COVID, everybody's going to probably try to run it back. Like, guys, no, they're not. Here we are. The season's not even officially over. Now Damian Lillard might be changing places. Ben Simmons is on the move. Like, this is probably going to be like every other summer in that we keep shuffling all of the superstars to different markets, and most likely the same markets. Now that brings me to, every time there's a trade, Lakers fans are like, hey, we can get him. Do we have to include Talen Horton-Tucker, or can we get him without it? And like, okay.
Is it going to be just Kuzma?
Just Kuzma. And here's what I'm going to tell people. It doesn't make sense that he would get traded there. But guess what? It didn't make sense that James Harden would get traded to Brooklyn for the poo-poo platter that they got, and it happened. So all I'm saying is, if I were betting man, I would not bet on the Lakers, but I would also not take the Lakers off the table as a destination. I have said for months that Chris Paul is going to join Anthony Davis and LeBron into the Lakers. But you know what? Who knows? Maybe Damian Lillard goes there instead. What do you guys think?
I can't believe I have to, like, after what seemed like the most triumphant, like, beautiful season for the Denver Nuggets that ended in such hardship that I have to stop watching the NBA. Just like that.
Again.
Unbelievable.
What about this one? So even if Lillard, let's say he goes east, whatever, I do feel like it signals most likely a rebuild for Portland. Like, okay, why not just try to bring in, they could trade for Ben Simmons and maybe just try to run it back there. But I have a feeling this probably, if Damian Lillard does end up requesting out and going somewhere else, it probably means they're going to start over and try to get some pieces in. Would you rather Damian Lillard wind up with the Lakers, or Yusuf Nurkic wind up with the Lakers? Another clutch guy who knows, could end up there.
I don't care about that. Like, Yusuf Nurkic to me is like lost all of his teeth. Like, he's like, I used to look.
I know, but he would be on a team in which, like, it's like he would get the credit. You know what I mean? Like, this always happens where people are like, "Look how good he is, dominant inside." It's like, well, it's like DeMarcus Cousins on the Warriors. Remember the looking for Jokic thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, he dominated him." It's like, no, he didn't. He hid behind Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, and so same thing would happen. Nurkic would be doing this one.
I don't know. Nurkic is not top talent. He's not top talent.
Of course not.
But Damian Lillard is top talent. If top talent keeps going to the Los Angeles Lakers, like, I'm just going to have to be like, right, man, this is a systemic issue that will never be solved, that will never change. Like, I have to believe, like, you just have to have absolute lightning strike. You have to be like the Phoenix Suns and have every major opponent suffer a major injury in order to find your way into the finals. Like, and you just can't obviously count on that. So that would make me feel bad if Dame goes to the Lakers. I would feel like, again, the NBA is irreparably broken. If Nurkic goes to the Lakers, I'd be like, yep, that's what a journeyman does. He starts going from team to team to team. So might as well get another one.
The number one team everybody talks about is Philadelphia. I mean, a Ben Simmons-Lillard swap sounds like, okay, that makes sense. You still bring in a top player or whatever. What do you make of Philadelphia if they should add, if they swap Simmons and get Lillard?
I mean, I think that would make them really, really dangerous. I'm not sure what their offseason looks like, their cap sheet in terms of turnover, but that's obviously just like a massive, in terms of actual size, team every year to put a legitimate jump shooting, off the dribble threat, pick and roll threat that actually threatens playoff defenses as a scorer. The way that would change things for Embiid, I think that's where everyone's mind goes, right? I mean, that would be a pretty nasty pairing, and they'd be contenders out east, which I think they're clearly short of right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
Think of the mess that Portland would become, though. Like, there's at least you can delight in that a little bit. Like,
it is true.
Like that would just be a.
Hey man, Ben Simmons is so much better than people think. Like, I could see them rebuilding and getting a nice. Solid
I know,
team around
but
him.
think about the fact that, like, the way that Portland is currently constructed, they're so heavily reliant on the outside shot. I mean, maybe to your point, maybe having some, like, a complete, like a total paradigm shift would help them. Yeah,
Alex might be first team all comment on the live chat, man. I always breathe. He is the perfect piece to take around
today. Yeah.
Sorry, I guess that does our Damian Lillard talk. I'm not gonna lie. I'm already annoyed. And here's my definitive thing I will say. I think Damian Lillard, whether some of this is his fault, like, I know you gave him the nice out saying, like, oh, he's taking flack from the fan base now for this. Like, come on. Yeah, but it's also like, I mean, it's not like he didn't endorse, Chauncey or whatever, but he's trying to, like, play both sides of this, and he's failing to do so. I don't care about that. What I want to say is, I think Damian Lillard was the most loved NBA player, like, universally loved, and I think he gave up that crown, is giving up that crown. Like, a little bit of that is gone. And so I ask you, Eric, who is the most universally beloved NBA player currently playing?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Strong disagree.
Really?
Yeah, dude. People hate Giannis, man. Like we talked about this. Giannis falls in the Jokic, Luka category of them, not us. And so there is a whole.
So are you asking me? Are you asking me who the NBA, the players in the NBA love the most, or that
I'm saying players, fans, just like even LeBron is like half the people think he's God, and half the people think he's the devil. So like it's just everything is so polarizing. I'm just asking who has the highest Q score across everybody.
I think there's an answer that seems kind of ironic now, and it's been I think it's Steph, and I say ironic because for a while I don't think Steph was looked at that way by people. But I think Steph is almost in this, at least until we see that team be like really competitive again, kind of like post-career, still active kind of thing, where everyone's just like, wow, what a legacy. Everything he's done is incredible. And all the players are giving him his flowers now as well in ways that we haven't seen before.
LeBron in particular, who's like tried to diminish him from Sonales. He's so good.
So what's the right answer, Adam? Give us the right answer. What is the right answer?
It's his teammate, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is the only... There's nobody that hates Klay Thompson. He is perfectly good enough that everyone's like, that guy's a killer. He's got the 60-point game, the 37-point quarter. So basketball-wise, nobody like... You never hear people talking about like, Klay Thompson, is he actually good? The way you do with Giannis or Steph or any of these other guys. And then on top of that, his personality, he's so perfectly like weird and hilarious and just different, and everybody loves him. I don't know anybody that hates Klay.
Most valuable hang. I can't. Every fan and player must look at Klay and be like, I'm trying to spend an afternoon with that guy.
He's going live every day on his boat right now. Have you guys seen this? Every day he goes out on his boat, just goes live and answers questions, and it's incredible. Klay Thompson seemed like he is either the greatest actor of just playing a stoner, like whatever, or that's actually who he is, and he's the chillest guy on earth.
He's definitely the chillest guy on earth. He's always had this. You're not wrong. I love Klay too. I just feel like what has happened. This Giannis thing is new, but I think that he's captured the hearts and minds of the NBA faithful. Like I'm using myself as the weather vane here. Like all I did was make fun of his game. Like I was like, oh, cool. Like he finally just dunks the ball. That's impressive. And now that I'm watching him, and he's talking about taking a tinkle, and I'm like, man, this guy's great. Like I really like this guy.
Giannis really is the best, man. He's so.
Yeah, I was like,
but I'm telling you, there's these people that hate it. Like Jokic is also the top human, but there's people that are like, he sucks.
Yeah, but the problem with Jokic is that he is seen.
The problem with Jokic, this is dangerous territory. Everybody leaned in right now to hear this.
In the perception of the NBA is that like he like stole away this MVP. Like everyone's mad at him right now for being awesome and them not watching.
People said that, hey man, I'm telling you, people said this about Giannis the last 2 years. It was Giannis really the best player in the NBA?
Right,
no
but
way. Middleton's the alpha. Like it's dumb as fuck.
But the thing is that now the reason that Giannis has been able to turn the page is because he actually has the stage. And Jokic has not been given this stage. Like nobody who doesn't like Jokic has watched or given the time of day to Nikola Jokic. Like if you give, I'm obviously preaching here to the choir, but my God, he's the top goddamn human. He's impossible to hate. He's the only way you can hate him is if you create a character of who he is. Like you're like, oh, he's stealing this away from Embiid, but like you don't actually. But so like Giannis was always that. Like he was the MVP, but like he didn't get any airtime. Now he's in the finals. Everyone is forced to pay attention to them. He's like, you're like, oh, he's actually great. I want to spend a weekend with him. He's fantastic.
Yeah. We can hit the break here. I think that's enough of this Lillard complaints, but I'm out on Lillard. I've liked Lillard for so long. I'm out on him. Get out of here. He's out of the club. Let's hit a break. On the other side, though, we have somebody coming on for the steps and also a little slander. I'm not done slandering people. I'm going to slander Space Jam 2. I'm going to slander it on the other side. I can't wait. Oh, I got to start some music here. Here it goes.
I just sent them the link because I'm an idiot. So if they don't show up,
all right.
Yell at me. Hey, let's talk about DraftKings. Not only my favorite sportsbook, but also America's top-rated sportsbook. That's true. Look it up. Fact check me. Speaking of America, our top athletes are over in Tokyo, or heading over to Tokyo to compete for that gold, and DraftKings has a medal-worthy offer just for our listeners. Place any pre-event wager of $1, and you're eligible to cash $100 in free credits if America wins a single medal this year. That is 100-1 odds on an American athlete to stand on the podium and receive gold, silver, or bronze this week for any event. Spoiler alert, that will happen. So do this, cash out, don't blow this. DraftKings is just trying to give you money. They're the best that way. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app right now Use promo code DNVR when you sign up. Turn $1 into $100 in free credits if America wins a medal. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Eric, talk to me about Hassel Cattle beef. When's the last time you ordered some?
A couple hours ago.
Listen, Hassel Cattle Company, that is, they offer blue-collar Wagyu beef. What is blue-collar Wagyu beef, you ask? It is an accessible version of the top type of beef that you can get. It is marbled, it is delicious. You can cut it with a goddamn butter knife. If you get a ribeye, you can literally cut it with a butter knife. It is the way that the fat renders in the pan when you cook it, it sort of like fries itself. You know what, guys? Actually, we can cut this short. Got a little hassle on the brain, dude. I gotta go cook a steak.
Beef corner. Right now, we're the Hassel Cattle Company and DNVR are offering our listeners. You get 3 of their steaks of their flank steaks. You get 1 free. So head to Hassel Cattle Company. Use code DNVR Flank at checkout. That's DNVR FLANK. In case you didn't know how to spell flank at your checkout for buy 3 get 1 free. You can still use the code DNVR10 for 10% off your entire order. Free shipping if it's over $200. So get on it. Try that damn good beef. And then what else are we talking about? Oh God, Illegal Pete's, home of the stir.
What?
Man, I
if
should
you
go to
live in
Illegal Pete's
Colorado,
for
if you
dinner.
live in Colorado for any period of time, then you have been to Illegal Pete's. If you haven't yet, then you're blown.
You've not been to Colorado.
Yeah, you haven't been to Colorado. You want to go and check out their party margs right now. They're 4 times the size of their normal margs. That's a deal they got going all summer. They also have the sound check promotion. If you go to any of their locations with a ticket the same day of your Colorado sports event, then you get a free drink, a free beer or house marg when you order an entree. Try their bowls, try their burritos, try their queso, and let them know we sent you. Illegal Pete's, it's the good stuff.
All righty, Allie, why don't we bring in our special guest here? What do we got? Mitchell Carroll! What's going on, Mitch?
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
This is already steps time. Holy cow.
It's not quite steps time. It's slander time first. I'm bringing Mitchell on because I want him to join me in slander. But before we get to the Space Jam slander, Mitchell, I have to update here and say that Damian Lillard denies that he has made. Actually, let me. It'll be better if I say he. I'm putting air quotes because these are actual quotes. Hasn't made any firm decisions on what my future will be.
Yeah.
But then points out that Blazers need to be more urgent. So, I don't want to spoil it, Mitchell. What do you take away from that quote? He didn't say, I don't want to trade. He said, I haven't made a decision yet.
That's like that, tell me you want to trade without telling me you want to trade.
That's exactly.
I mean, especially once I saw Nurkic go on Twitter and, like, quote tweet everybody who was sourcing out trade rumors, I was like, oh, he's gone. Like, that's over. That's like, that had the opposite effect for me. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like maybe this is his, like, I'm not trying to make a distraction while I'm in Tokyo, guys. But when I get back, then maybe I will have
Clear
behind
out.
the
It's
scenes.
distraction time.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I haven't seen the video. I've only seen the quote. There's video, obviously, of him saying this. The one thing I will say is that he is right that, he says, like, nobody needs to speak for me. And I do, like, one thing I will say about Lillard is he has kind of, like, faced the media a lot in his career when there's been something for this. So I don't think he's a guy that would put this to, like, hey, let somebody know, let the media know. He might have gone to management and said, hey, here's the deal, let's not let this out. But I don't think he went to one of his buddies and was like, hey, call up Haynes, let him know.
Yeah, I think once Haynes says that it's going to be like that's the official. And yeah, you're right. I mean, he's never really faced any serious situation. I feel like he's been pretty much the man in Portland, and there's never really been controversy or any negative stories. So I don't know if he really knows how to go about this one, the right way.
That's a
Yeah.
really good point. He might
Really
be
good point.
tiptoeing around offending a fan base that he has a legit relationship.
And this is, by the way, this is what happened to KD.
Like,
This is what happened to KD. KD was the Damian Lillard at one point, where it's like, oh, he's not going to be like LeBron, and then like he tried to do he did the worst possible job like of exiting Oklahoma City and going to the Warriors, and then after that he's just like, F it. Why did I even try to like win everybody over? And maybe Lillard arrives at that same place where it's like, okay, Darth Lillard is about to make his appearance here. You guys see that video, that comic book or Star Wars reference I just made? Speaking of
Darth,
Wow.
Yeah, Darth Lillard, because he's the dark side. Some culture. Speaking of cultural pop icon comments here, Space Jam is out.
Whoa.
I haven't seen it. Won't see it. Probably won't see it. But I do want to read a few reviews that I have seen that I've selected these reviews because they most capture what I want to be true about it. And it says right here, Crooked Marquee Media here. Kimber Myers says, a Warner Brothers studio store in movie form. And equally as bankrupt. Love that line. It's a great one. Let's see. It's not a movie you want it to be, unless, of course, you're a Warner Brothers shareholder. Love that one. That's a good one. A new legacy is an outsized commercial. I love this. All of them seem to give this exact impression that it's less. Oh, here's another one that's coming from Splice Today. Less a movie than a branding exercise for LeBron James himself. Look, this is what I believed before I saw the movie, that this was going to be like a great way to sell suckers movie tickets as well as lots of merch and everything else. And I already see it. You already see these people like, I got my Space Jam jersey, guys. My new Space Jam jersey. Like, I'm in, right? And you know what? They will be accepted amongst the flock. Mitchell, are you a Space Jam fan here?
Fan. I mean, there's some nostalgia for sure. I think I was 6 or 7 when the movie came out, and I mean, it's not good, but there's nostalgia there, right?
That's right.
I mean,
Well said.
it's and especially this new one. It's now like what the Turner universe, so it's like every Turner character ever is like in
Right.
just Looney Tunes. So it's like it is just pure branding, 100% of the way with LeBron James on top of it. So I mean, I'll watch it. I mean,
It's not good. It's not good, but there's some nostalgia there. It's really like the tagline of the world in 2021. It's not good, but there's some nostalgia.
yeah. And that's probably, what this one will be too. I mean,
It seems like the world would have been good if you're the right age at the right time.
Exactly.
So this is my dilemma: is that my kids probably would really enjoy this movie, and it would be a great way to like kind of I love basketball. They love
And again, it's for
kids.
them.
And it is for them, so I probably will end up watching this atrocity. But I will illegally stream it from some illegal website that.
There you go.
Make sure there's not a single penny.
Stick it to the man. Yeah.
Yeah, stick it to the man.
Yeah, this is this has been the issue the whole time. This is obviously a movie for children. Of course, it's a movie for children. Like, adults should not be looking this critically, thinking it's going to be a good movie, thinking it's something they want to watch. But unfortunately, the NBA decided to be hijacked by a movie for children. I've been hearing about this stupid goddamn movie for a year and a half. It's gotten a worse rating than its predecessor, which I actually appreciate. That's nice.
That's tough,
But
too.
the thing is, just, I've used this line over and over and over again. Like, you would just not see the NFL drop everything to promote Air Bud if Patrick Mahomes was going to be in it. Like, it's just so embarrassing for the NBA that they're like,
so
we got to go full court press on
points,
Space
man.
Jam.
So good.
It's so true, man. It's so true. I don't know how many fathers are here, but or listening or watching or whatever. But
Yeah, we don't have a father, but we do have a dad.
Well, but I'm saying you have we go to Disney on Ice every year, and my daughters absolutely love it. But when you go there, you really realize the marketing machine that is that. Like, you go there to watch that, it's okay, the kids like it, but you have to walk through they're selling everything, and one kid over there has the thing, and then your kid's just crying profusely that they don't also, and you're just like, okay, well, how much is this stuffed Elsa? It's $150. Like, what? Jesus, seriously? What are we doing here?
And then you have 2 kids. So you're like, okay, that's $300. Oh my god.
It's the worst, man. It's the worst. All right, enough of this. Mitchell, you're on here to redeem yourself.
Yes, sir.
Remind us, how far did you go in the last time you tried to climb the steps?
I got 12 questions.
That's a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. So Vote came up with the questions today. There are some repeat questions from last week, so you do get some automatic what's-ups here.
I missed it.
I thought they were new.
So these are your questions. I'm going to give you the,
Sure.
you get to be Alex Trebek here.
That's cool.
Only still
I
alive.
apologize, Mitchell, because the rhyme and reason behind which question is where is just ridiculous. Okay.
Oh, wait. We need some music here. Hold on a second.
No, we don't need music. We need the music, the steps
Oh.
music. Mitchell, are you ready to enter the steps?
He's ready.
Oh, there it is.
All right, Mitchell. This one's difficult. What is the former name of what is now called Ball Arena?
Pepsi Center.
That is correct.
Oh,
Yeah!
and what is the future name? Space Jam Zone.
That's right.
So true.
Presented by Turner.
Okay. What is which Denver Nugget is representing Slovenia at the Olympics?
Backo.
That is correct.
Yeah!
Let's freaking
We
go,
know
dude.
who knows these
Oh.
ones. It's like a formality here. Which former Denver Nugget is guaranteed to win a ring this year?
Oh, that's our boy, TC. Let's go, Tori.
Torrey Craig.
Go, dude.
All right.
Like a light
Getting there.
So proud and happy for him.
We've got a slight change to this question. Which Denver Nuggets assistant is reportedly the new head coach for the Washington Wizards?
This is definitely the same questions.
It's Wes on Junior. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Let's freaking go, dude.
He gets a shirt for that, right?
Yeah, I just got his dad's card.
Oh, wait. Is that 5?
That's 5. I
No.
forgot to build the suspense. No, wait, that was 4. This is 5.
Yeah, that was 4.
Jesus. Doing great, vote. Doing
I
great.
usually do this part. All right. Who was the last Nugget to play for Team USA?
Ooh. Jeez.
It was recent, though. Unless I have my years.
Plumlee?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
I was like, it couldn't be Fareed, right? Like, that was too long ago.
Wow, we got
I
all
don't
the
know
sound
why.
effects.
It cracks me up so much that Mason Plumlee played for Team USA.
He's
I
in
thought he was
Captain
gonna
America.
Call up today, but it was McGee. But
That's
I thought
right.
he was a lock.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess McGee's not technically a Nugget.
Hey,
right now, right?
hold on. You guys want a sticker pack? Are you good?
No, let's go. I'm
Turn it
gonna.
off. Or...
No, let's go.
Okay, question number 6, Mitchell. Which Nugget was slated to play for Team Nigeria this year, but withdrew due to injury?
Monty.
No,
Monte
lock it
Morris,
up.
the Count of Monte Sisto.
Well, first of all, he called him Monty, not
He did.
Monte.
He did.
Right.
Judges? Judges?
Get him out of. Okay, fine. We'll keep
fine. So we're under time, Mitchell. So you can stay. Which 2 Nuggets have player options this offseason?
Player options. Thrill and Jermichael Green.
Boom, 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 boom.
Call.
Line them up. Knock them down. This is now we get into the questions. Now we don't want to just test your Denver Nuggets knowledge. We want to test how committed you are to us at the DNVA show.
Oh, okay. Great.
What did we draft in our most recent snake draft?
Oh my god, this was hilarious. That was the superpowers, right?
That is correct.
Yes!
Mitchell
Be a car?
dialed in.
Yeah,
Be a car. Yeah, very good. Be a car.
Be a car. Stretch Arms was my favorite. He's on fire.
I blame my loss on Kale for calling Seeing the Future Foresight. Because people responded like, Foresight? What the hell's Foresight?
That's
That
why
was
you
legit
lost.
for sure, yeah.
All right.
Seeing the Future is so valuable.
This one is just to pump up my ego. Where did I record episode 1 of the fan vote?
Oh, damn. Episode 1?
First ever
that-
episode.
Oh no, wait, I don't think I was there for 2. Wait, was I there for 2?
But I referenced it in 2. You were there for 2.
Oh.
And I referenced it that night, so you should technically know.
Yeah,
There was-
you're
there was
right.
a map
I
involved.
should technically know. There was what,
A map involved.
a map.
No, MAP map.
Oh, map. There was a map. Oh boy, I don't know if I know this one.
I can't believe you
Music
get
getting
bounced
louder?
on an ego for Brendan.
I'm gonna get bounced on both questions. I have no clue.
Get it out of there!
You're
Yeah!
so dirty, Brendan. You made
Hey,
Union Station.
Union
right,
Station,
Allie.
Allie, get Allie a free T-shirt.
friend of the show, Ali Monroy.
Man,
What a run, though. That was a
Mitchell,
run.
it hurts that the reason you lost is because you couldn't answer a question about us. If it was the Nuggets, we wouldn't take this personally, but it's about us. So you're
Yeah,
banished.
I have to-
specifically.
I gotta do a better job pumping up the fan vote, I guess.
The fan vote, by the way, this last week, absolutely fantastic. You get to see Vote with his shirt off. I highly recommend you check it out. It was the same episode as the Superpowers one, which I got completely robbed on. We're doing a blind test next time. We have to do it because I'm telling you, I would win every time if it weren't for everybody knows which one's mine and then they vote against it. That's exactly what's happening here.
Although they would be like, which is the most insufferable list? I'm not going to vote for that one because I know it's that.
Everybody, thanks so much for a great week. Super producer Allie, super producer Kale, thank you guys so much for all the work you do behind the scenes. It's been a great one. I'll tell you what, next week we get closer. Here's Kale, look at this. Here he is. Next week we get closer and closer to real. Like next week things are going to start picking up. Not only do we have the NBA Finals concluding, but then we start having players, the opt-outs, the opt-ins, all of that different stuff, and then we'll probably have more players in to work out. It's going to be a lot busier one, and then the week after that, our live show. Actually, Allie, pull up the trivia real quick so I can tell people we have something new going on at the DNVR bar. You didn't get to do the steps, okay, but you could come on Tuesday and compete against us here at DNVR for trivia. Whoa. Whether you win, lose, or whatever, you're going to have a good time. So come on out. My guy Yahir is going to be hosting this event, and we're going to be doing it every Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a Tuesday trivia night, get the wife, get the girlfriend, get the buddies, whatever it is, come on down.
We'll be there. We'll see you there.
Five people per team max.
No, thanks for the details there, Eric. Everybody else, have a good night. Stay tuned. Eric, what's coming up here in about 20 minutes? Do you know?
Whoa.
Me quitting. I don't know. Like what?
Nope. Almost.
It's Online with D-Line. All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Stay casual.